Right, okay. Streaming, wow. Bloody hell. Hello and welcome to the Savvy Gadgetz channel with me, Ian, otherwise known as Van, and this week's live stream for YLands, and we're off to the races today, and I'll show you why that is. First, I need to do a little bit of administration. I'm slightly unprepared, has to be said. Right, so I've been quite busy this week. There we go, jolly good. I do understand the English language and I can actually spell, which is always good. Do that, and we're almost there. Right, okay, let's get in there. Cool. Right, so I have a Red Bull, but I don't have any snacks, so I'm snackless. I knew I should have saved some of my crisps from last week. Instead I stuffed them. Alright. Okay, so first things first. We did actually manage to move all our guys here. We managed to work out how to do it. So the way that you move these guys from one place to another is you actually have to kill off the originals. So if I wanted to move one of these guys somewhere else, I'd have to kill one of them and then build their flag somewhere else. Or build the flag and put it down somewhere, which seems a bit barbaric. But we do actually have a uranium charger now, so that we can charge empty uranium canisters. And you may see up there the glory. If I can get the helicopter to work, there we go. The glory of our new racetrack that I have built. That has been this week's project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon my car, because I also built a car, which has not ended up on the track. Where are you? Is it underneath? Yeah, there it is. It's underneath. See? Amazing. Let's get in the driver's side. Let's see if we can get it up on the track. If not, we may have to... Come on, you can make it. See, this is why I didn't think cars were a great idea. Come on, you can make it. You can do it. We believe. Yeah! There we go. And onto the racetrack. We'll just dive over there. So the edges will not help get you off, or keep you on the track. Into the chicane, which you can actually just run over anyway. It's going down really sucks. You've got to take that slowly. And then you've got this tight hairpin. Another chicane. And then a hole through the mountain. Then more chicanes. Followed by hills. Oh, no, it's bad. I'm off the track. Hey! And then round to the start again. So there we go. But this is going to be fun. Because this goes a lot faster than I thought it would. Has to be said. Okay, let's see if we can get up here. No! Come on! Oh. Anyway, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. So let's get rid of that. So yes, we now have a racetrack. Bye-bye, car. I'm not surprised I'm being shut after that. But yep, that is the racetrack. I built this in the editor. And I stitched the parts together. As you can see that I did my best to creating. Thank you very much to Sophie, who is in the chat. Hello, Sophie. Yes. Well, there we go. That's it. That is the racetrack. So I built these in the with the help of Sophie, especially that particular corner thing. In the editor, and I built them as blueprints. So if I go blueprints, all my blueprints are here, including cars. So you got the start with the lights. I did a start that didn't have any lights as well, and then I've got various bits and bobs that I can just add in and then just build as blueprints, which was really easy considering that I was carving out most of the side of the mounting and a huge great tunnel on the other side. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to this week. That is my week of work, as they say. These didn't turn out quite as well as I thought they would. I thought that would be a slightly better ramp, but now that I understand how the car works a little bit better, I could probably rebuild those in a more gentle slope, but using steps rather than the inclines. Because the car quite happily stepped over that, which is almost as like 1.5 steps. So it quite happily go over that, so I can just build it up a step at a time and stretch it out as much as I want. So I can make a far more gentle incline, which is what I was really after. But that was using the standard blocks. That was the best I could do. But still, there it is. It is a racetrack. So this week, hopefully, Super might be able to get himself a car together and we can have a race. If not, I can help him build one. Now, with the car, I did actually put 2 engines on it, thinking that it might actually use both, but it doesn't. You can actually switch between them. So if I bring the car back out, so we can have a better look at it. Oh, love it. You can see those are the 2 engines, those 2 green bars. So you've got YLandium engine and a YLandium engine. So when you get behind the wheel, you actually have the option of switching the engines. I was wondering whether or not that this would charge off of that, because it looks like it's got the bits on it. Those sort of like orangey bits on there. And I'm wondering whether they're supposed to be the other way around, because you can see that the oh right, okay, well that's handy. At least I know whether it's got a case of because it's area of effect, the charging station. You only have to be near it for it to charge it, and it will charge up absolutely everything. So if one of the other things that I have built this week, so as I said, you can see the dials need to be the other way around, so I might redo that on the blueprint this week. But that's one of the styles of car. As you can see, I have about my person, which I think has this fallen into my toolbox. There is. I have the mining drill, which is also charged by the YLandium station, and this is what I've used to get myself through that rock quickly and get through it efficiently, so that I can actually build the racetrack around the mountain. So that's been quite an interesting week. I managed to achieve that by the end of Monday, really, because we had a bank holiday on Monday. So what we need to do now is, I know Super is doing his best, and I did actually use 2 YLandium components, and he needs 5 to make his own backpack, and he needs 1 to actually unlock it as well if he hasn't already. So we could go back to, I believe it's the Tiaga region, where you get those components. It means a lot of sailing around the islands and diving. And in terms of diving, diving, where's now? There we go. I also have an alien rebreather. So I've got the best rebreather, and I've got some diving gear, so I can spend much more time down in the depths discovering stuff. And not only that, this week we're going to tame 2 mythical animals, because I know where they are. So I know we're going to get a feathered ear, which is a bear, hopefully, and a saberhorn lynx. We're going to try tame them as much as we can. So we're going to kick off with the taming. I'm going to need a stiff drink for that, for which I'm going to have a Red Bull. Let's make sure. Did I remember to drop into... Because I'm rubbish at that sort of thing. Yes, I am in the Discord chat for the live streams. Right, okay, so where's the back? Let's get out. Let's get out of the boat. And let's go. And I think one's in the monsoonal region. Or is it in the Tiaga? We'll soon find out. Because I've named them, I've found them and gone. So, no, Tiaga doesn't look temperate. Is it in temperate region, I asked myself? It was not in the parallel spider realm. Okay, so monsoonal. Ah, right, so there we go. The feather ear, the mythic feather ear. That's where we're going first. See how this. Let's see how this goes, because I don't know if I can tame mythic stuff quite, or whether it's any different. Right, so where are we on the map? Because we need to be on the right island, and the right island is this one down here, right? So it's denoted by this symbol here on the map. So hopefully we can find our mythic debris. And we need to head sort of eastish, kind of southish, or is that west? Going the wrong direction? Yep, I'm going up to west. So I'm facing in the other direction. Right, that looks about right. Boat shifting around a fair bit. I've been watching Storm Chasers again over in America this morning, watching their live. A guy named Reed and his crew in the Dominator, which has been quite fun to watch. There's an underwater cave on the compass, which I'm going to ignore. I always die in them. I always get lost and then can't find my way out and then run out of air. I am the world's worst scuba diver in this game. It has to be said. Now, if you are watching, don't forget, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to drop a like and consider subscribing and get on the chat and say hi. Because I don't think Super's actually seen the racetrack yet. So that's going to be quite interesting. Right, yes. Okay, so it works exactly the same as any other animal. I don't have to do anything else that's special. Right, okay. Does it only work if the creature is actually there, or is it a case of you put the bait down and then the creature turns up? Being a mythical. We'll see how quickly we die. Because that's usually the case in this game. Is like, let's try something and then die. Right, so we're coming up on the island. Can hear my boat creaking and cracking. I've been doing an Expendables marathon today. The 4 movies are out on Netflix. So we've been watching Expendables 1, 2 and 3. We've got the 4th one to go. I also want to watch the Armoured movie that's come from Sly. Oh, we're nearly there. Yeah, we are. Just need to bring it in a bit. The hell is that? Oh, so these are right. So these are the bits that we did a while ago. So I have actually cleared this island out a bit. It's absolutely blowing a hoolie out there. Right, let's just heal up a bit. Wait till dawn. At least it's not raining anymore. It's E. Yeah. Oh, so this is the feathered ear bait that I need. The nice thing is, oh, I didn't bring much food with me, did I? But I do have lots of food in here. I'm going to grab that, so at least I've got some food with me. The boat is still all over the place. The weather you need's written on the scroll. Oh god. Okay, now the interesting point is where is the scroll? Really hate it when it does that. And the reason I took a nosedive into the water when I used my thing there is because I've got a nasty habit of holding shift, which is down. Right. Right, so I've got the one for the lynx. So we could try that one first. I don't know where the one for the feathered... Unless it's on. So for that one it says... being pitch black outside during the night. The animal... So for the lynx it's outside. It's at night, so... Looks like a leopard green... But green with strange fur patterns. The shape of its fur, its head was incredible. I'm still showing when Simon. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's that one. But that's the scaly hunchback, which I don't have. So let's see if we can summon the faster pussycat, because it might be on there. Oh, don't give me that. You're surrounded by water. Take that one though. Don't know where that one is, but okay, so no, it's not on that one. It must be back at the base. So I'm gonna have to take my chances. And hope that sunny weather is the thing. Although being a monsoonal area, you expect that it's like only to turn up in the rain, right? Heavy fog. Well, well. That is not it. No, I know you don't need the scroll, you just need the right thing. It's like... That's hitting the tree. Still hitting the tree. Now what I've attracted the attention of. It's another tiger. Look. Tigers, go away. I feel like Tarzan swinging through the trees. Okay, flying through the trees. There it is. Like that. Right, so this was the right area. I guess we just have to wait for the right conditions now. Okay, let's see if we can ride it out. So this is likely where I found the scroll, to be honest, isn't it? But I've obviously done that. Done it again. So annoying. Yeah. Alright, so let's wait for the evening. It's raining. Is it foggy? Not really. Okay, let's wait for midnight. at least with when it's like when you're doing this, you have the opportunity. And that's misty, but not foggy. Now it's foggy. Well, foggier. But is it foggy enough? Is the question. Right, let's drop the bait down and see what happens. Deploying bait. Might not be foggy enough, or it might not quite be in the right place. Well, it's definitely there, and we're here. Maybe it needs to be here a bit more. It says nothing happens. So it might not be foggy enough. Let's do a quick bit of research. What else? It's a really cool looking bear, it has to be said. Yeah, it says spawn requirements, fog. So, I mean, I would say that that was fog. Obviously not foggy enough. Right. Let's see if the fog deepens. What I'll actually do is I'll bring the... So it's just up on that hill there. What we need is a real sort of really thick fog. So let's... Still not foggy enough. It was daytime. Oh, that's interesting. It didn't say nothing happens this time. And it is proper foggy as well. Question is, where is it? Oh, there is something's approaching. There it is. Let's go wait. It's interested in the food. See the question mark?
And we're here with Ven. Can you hear me, Ven?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yeah, well, I've just tamed my first mythical creature.
You're just so far ahead of me.
I am.
A lot of that, I think, is just because of the fact that you've actually been on the weekdays sometimes.
I have. That is very true. I'm not that much further ahead of you, and I do tend to spend Saturdays as well. Look, yep, I've Nico, my feathered ear mythical bear. Alright, so that's one down. Alright, so that's...
So I told people that we are actually going to be doing Star Wars next weekend, not YLands.
Yep, that is true. We are. And the reason for that is because it is May the 4th next Sunday.
Exactly.
So May the 4th will be with you and all of that. So we're going to do we're going to do Star Wars next week as a stream. Alright, so that's one mythical creature done. So the next one, if we go to the world map, I think wasn't polar, wasn't terran. Maybe it was an arid animal. Maybe. Again, I renamed the thing, so maybe it is actually. I thought. No, it wasn't a double monsoonal. So Tiaga. I didn't see one.
I've only got on a couple of the. I only have. Let's see here. I got zirconium fishing yet to unlock.
So I have been all over the place. If it's not instant polar, I thought it was polar. In fact, it is a polar animal. The mythical saberhorn lynx. That's what
Let me guess, you're out and about, huh?
Yep, of course I am. Have you been on our starter island, on our base island?
I am on there right now.
Okay. Notice anything interesting?
Well, it's dark right now.
Okay. Well, that's not particularly interesting, is it? It's just normal. But yeah. All right. So where's the island?
So you got a bunch of sheep.
Ah, there it is.
Well, it isn't that you put anything in your house.
No, it's nothing to do with my house, but it is fairly obvious. First off, go and check the dock where you put the traders.
It's a power source.
Yep, it's a charging point for YLandium stuff. And whilst you're looking at that, maybe you'd like to look up and slightly to your right.
You built a power line. Is that racetrack you were talking about?
Yep. I built a racetrack. Oh, that's looks like I'm on course. Looks like I'm on course. It might be interesting to have a look around that island.
Things Ven does when he's bored.
Yeah, that was because we had it was Easter Monday and it's a bank holiday over in the UK. I put myself to good use. For those that are on Superstream, I basically used the editor and some very timely advice from Sophie72 on how to build one of the corners. But I built them in the editor and then built them from the blueprints and stitched the blueprints together how I wanted to put them together.
My biggest downside about the editor is you have to use keyboard and mouse.
Yes, that is very useful.
Where you know how I feel about mouse and keyboard.
Yep,
Hey,
I certainly do. Yes, may the 4th be with you, Sophie. That's next week's live stream. We're still trying to work out what we want to do. The only game that we seem to have in common is what is it, Battlefront 2?
Yeah, we can play if we really wanted to attempt it. You can play it free through Steam.
Yeah.
Is the actual Old Republic. Not the Knights of the Old Republic, but the Old Republic.
Right. Okay.
It's you can do multiplayer on that. I know that.
Okay. Well, we'll have a look at that during the week and make a decision what we're going to do. Now, I did actually play the 2005 version, which is what we're talking about, of Battlefront 2, and I remember the graphics being state of the art at the time, which was 20 years ago, and they look terrible. I mean, we're so spoilt these days with graphics. I mean, you look at the graphics of YLands, it's far superior from what it is. I mean, if you could make Star Wars Battlefront out of YLands, you'd be doing really well. But yeah, it was...
Actually, you know, the thing is the Knights of the Old Republic was actually really good for graphics.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot newer, isn't it, though?
No, actually, Knights of the Old Republic is one of the original Xbox games for Star Wars.
Oh, right, okay. And how old's the Xbox?
Well, they're up to Xbox One S, so it's over 20 years old.
Yeah, because I seem to remember the Xbox One coming out in my 20s. So that's going back away.
Yeah, that's not the Xbox One. The original nowadays you call it the original Xbox.
Right, okay. So sorry. I am not up with the terminology, I admit that. I'm not down with the cool kids. Super is. That's why he's here. I actually... Right, so... Harrison Ford told me this joke. He's probably told many people this joke, but Harrison Ford told me this. There's this ice fisherman. And he's got his rod and his bucket and his saw, and he's sitting on the ice. And he starts sawing away, and then he hears the voice. There are no fish under the ice. And he sort of looks around, he can't see anyone, and he's like a bit disturbed. So he gets up and moves along a little bit, and moves further along the ice and sets up, starts cutting a hole in the ice again, and he hears the voice again. It says, there are no fish under the ice. And he's like, God! Is that you, God? And the voice says, no, it's the ice rink manager.
No, I found it.
Oh, I thought that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant joke.
Sorry, Vin, my son came in and...
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, I heard the mumblings.
Yeah, he's asking me about my bear hood.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, I have the bear head hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was asking me about that.
Well, Sophie enjoyed the joke. Now, to be fair, Harrison Ford did not tell me that in person. It was actually on a YouTube short, so I have to be clear about that. But Harrison Ford did tell me that joke. It was on something like one of those late night shows like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, yeah?
Oh, that's what explain it.
Yeah. So, I have never met Harrison Ford, ever. I'd like to. I think he'd be quite an interesting bloke to talk to. Not because he's been Han Solo or Indiana Jones, or he's now in the Marvel movies. I think he would just be an interesting person to talk to in general.
I know he's... a lot of people say he's actually fairly quiet.
When he became famous... it was quite well known that he liked to keep private at the time. Right, so we need to wait for night for the links on this one.
Okay.
And I might save the food that I picked up, because that seems to give me a strength buff. So let's try that. Let's eat some Easter bread. Which is fine, because it doesn't seem to give me anything. Which is good. Right, okay.
You cooked Easter bread?
Yeah. No, it was given to me. By you, probably.
Yeah.
Right, so we need to find the location. So we're a bit further over. You've got to remember not to press shift when I'm trying to operate the propeller backpack. Right, I think this is the habitat area. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so, right, okay, so here we go. And it is dark. Oh, I do have the option to deploy the bait. Something is approaching from somewhere. Oh, look! Double whammy! Because on the hill behind me is, in fact, one of the really rare animals. There we go. Saberhorn lynx. Called Pearl. Awesome. This is turning out to be quite a stream. Already. So I now have a Saberhorn lynx called Pearl. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build myself a platform. This is how I usually do this. So I'm going to get a building element. Hopefully I've got something that's blocks. Wooden blocks? No. Let's go with sandstone. Yes, so 4x1s. So what I do is prop it up like that, and then try and put it on top or in front, just so I've got a platform like so. So what this does, I could fly around, but if you don't have the backpack, you now have a platform where none of the animals can get to you. But because I've got this, just gives me an opportunity just to fly around and shoot it a lot more. I'll just give my backpack a quick rest, and we're off ski. So this is the alpha, and you can see it looks like a werewolf because it's standing up, and it's one of the mutated animals. We've come across a couple of these before, but they do give really good quality items. Right, so that just gave me an otherworldly axe and some gold ingots. So the otherworldly axe does 35 to 43 damage compared to my otherworldly sword, which doesn't do as much. Now I was hoping to get another otherworldly rifle. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take Pearl, there she goes, and go for a ride on Pearl. There we go. Now, it's difficult to distinguish the alpha from the other mutant bears which are roaming around like this one we're approaching here on the right, because they all have those sort of glowing spots, and it's the only reason you can differentiate is because it's actually standing up and does look more like a werewolf. Right. Wonder if we can cheat that again, or well, I say cheat it. It's not exactly the true. Let's reload, and then no, I don't want to set Pearl free. Pearl's mine, and for now and forever. So what we're going to do I'm going to go to sleep in your night bed until evening tomorrow and see whether it respawns. It's kind of naughty, but I suppose you could do that. So I guess it's a way of farming if it works. And it may not. I don't know. We'll give it a go. Because not only that, they don't always spawn in the same place. So... wait for the green menaces to appear. Ignoring the wolves. Assuming that having killed the alpha, that they're actually still going to turn up. They did do it a couple of times. Where we were before, and it actually spawned in exactly the same place. But I guess we'll find out. So it was on that hill. Have I been there? Yeah, I've been all over this island. I have officially cleaned out this island.
As the saying goes, huzzah.
Yeah, exactly. Huzzah! No, it is actually really late at night now, and the mutated animals are not turning up again. Killing the alpha may, emphasis on the may have stopped them from respawning.
I think that's what was being said.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, Chubby Mule. Sorry, chap, I didn't see your message in chat. Welcome back to the channel, mate. Good to see you as always.
Yeah, Sophie, I actually, on the warmer areas, I'm in the arid right now. I usually wear the bard's clothes just because of the fact that they're lighter.
A straw hat, mate. That's what you need.
No, I'm not going to be Monkey D. Luffy. You got that reference?
Yep, I did. I really enjoyed the live action One Piece. I thought
Don't
that
get
was
me wrong.
Yeah, go on.
I liked it. I just don't know if they actually... What they should have done was actually taken and to really do it justice. They should have taken and made more episodes.
Indeed. I think it was definitely worthy of more. And I'm really looking forward to the next season, if there ever is going to be one. But
there is.
There is. Okay, cool.
They've already announced it.
Excellent. That's news I want to hear.
Yeah, they already announced the new season. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we can...
the new season has been announced, so...
We can go. We can go back to our tropical island. Because we've achieved a lot already, and we're only, what, an hour in. This is amazing. Now, one thing I do need to do is I need to... Because I had to nick a couple of the YLandian components. Is actually go find some more. what I will do, I'm actually going to have to sign off at 3 o'clock today, so I've only got an hour left. So what I'll do is I'll just come back to the island, and then we'll head off to Tiaga and see if we can find some more YLandium components. Because as I said earlier, you need 5 to build the propeller backpack and 1 to unlock it. Take a look at the side of my boat. Alright, yeah, there's a hole in my boat. It's taken some damage. Fix that. You can actually...
Well, why are you drilling holes in your boat?
Well, it wasn't me, it was the bad weather.
Blame it on the weather.
Yes, I'm British, we blame everything on the weather.
Well, I'm doing a little something different today. I got my biscuits I got with syrup today.
Awesome. I love that backpack. It's just made the game so much easier. It's unreal. Oh look, there he goes.
The propeller one?
Yeah. Yeah, thick veil of fog. So yeah, it does tell you. I never read them. I just thought you needed the bait. Right, so we've got the Saberhorn Lynx and the Feather Ear. The white burrow wheel. Let's have a look at that. Not sure of this anyway, but it was snowing during my observation. Maybe they enjoys the additional cover. Definitely a snow white rabbit, but had a horn coming out of its tiny head. Simply incredible. Not sure if this is anyway significant, but it was snowing during my observation. Maybe the animal enjoys the additional cover, so it has to be snowing for that one. Okay, alright, okay, so we'll hold on to that one. Oh, actually, we don't need that. We just need to know that it needs to snow. Which probably means it's another... It's either going to be in the Tiaga region, that one, or because it does snow in the Tiaga region, or it's going to be in the polar. So let's see if we can find out. Yeah, it's more likely to be polar. Okay, so where the hell are the? I mean, I've unlocked mythical bait for so many things though. So if we look at food and farming and animal taming, then mythical baits. So I've found all of these. So that's the feathered ear. So this one's the black unicorn. So I've had a scroll for the black unicorn somewhere. No idea where that is. The scaly hunchback, I've seen the scroll for that. I think that's on my boat. Horned lion. That's the white rabbit, which I've got the scroll for. Saber link, that's the feathered ear. The tusk-toothed tiger. It's a mouthful. For which you need cat food, which you can only get in the Tiaga region, I think. On one of the mystery islands. The Crimson Hellhound. So the Crimson Mane Hellhound bait. And Storm Feathered Banty. I'm kind of hoping that that's just like Nell. Let me check out my cave. Because I don't throw those scrolls away. I keep them for prosperity. Or not. Who knows? Oh, I'm sure I'll come across them again at some point during my life. And I may be over here. It's the problem with having so many chests around. No, really? That actually sounds disappointing to me, Sophie. That it's just a chick. Is it one of those ones that's like the blue ones that we've got running around on our island?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm been working on reorganizing my Star Wars collection and the house and stuff. So,
okay. Did you say you're in the arid area?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because if you're over there,
I'm just going for some electric eel or electric fish.
Oh, do you need the bits from it?
Yeah, the whatchamacallits, electric core.
I'm pretty sure there's 26 electric tissue in the big container outside the blacksmith's. You know where I tend to put everything. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not like copper bar and things like that. The otherworldly axe. Oddly enough, I already had another otherworldly axe.
Yeah, because I need 17 zirconium ingots.
They're in the blacksmith's.
17 catfish.
That I can't help you with. I don't think. Maybe I've got a couple. But there's 399 zirconium ingots in the sort of like metal container by the foundry. Let me just check out my boat. Catfish.
But for polar taming, I need YLandium dust, 23 ice chunks, and 23 halibut.
Okay, well, I can do 2 catfish, 34 ice chunks.
I'll have to go catch halibut then.
Yeah, I don't think I've got much of that. But I do have an absolute ton of YLandium dust. Oh, I've got 3 halibut you can have. How much YLandium dust did you need?
20. I need 23 of each.
Okay.
If need to, I can go... Oh, I caught an electric fish.
Hey.
They're starting to bite.
Okay, I've also got a couple of Nautilus bladders if you need them.
Well... Then for YLandium lights, I need 23 cobalt ingots,
Right. Okay. You're a bit
23
stuck
energy
there.
coils and 23 light bulbs.
Okay. The light bulbs are easy enough. The coils are not too bad, but you need a ton of copper for that. Let's see what we've got. Let me just dump these in the crate.
Well, it's a good thing I got a whole bunch of copper ingots.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so for that, you need copper wire. Oops.
I can get the copper wire from one of our traders.
Yes, you can. So the copper wire takes rubber and coal and copper. And then you get 5 for that, though.
Yeah, some of that I can actually get from the traders.
Yeah. It's the cobalt
And-
ingot that you could be in dire straits for. There are 43 cobalt ingots in the metal container. Should you need them. Right, okay, so let's see if we can
I'm
go
just kind of
find...
sitting here fishing a little bit.
Okay, so
I might have to
try... Yeah, go on.
I might switch over to the polar region to get some halibut.
Let's delete the shady actor realm. I love the names. They never cease to be amusing, do they? Right, so let's go back to there and do a single player. It's disturbing teenager this time. Yes, Nell's a terror bird, so they're not the same. You're right. The little blue chick things. I don't want one of those. They're just not very interesting. You want a giant terror bird. You need a big feathery-eared bear, a saber-horned lynx. You know, really cool animals.
Well, can I have a Cerberus?
A Cerberus?
Yeah.
What, the crimson-horned...
The 2-headed or 3-headed dog.
The 3-headed dog. Well, if they're in the game, mate, you can. Right, so let's find...
If you get where I'm going with that.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm going to check something out. So go to our old friend Google and go Cerberus. Greek mythical, the Hound of Hades. And it is a 2-headed dog. And that was what I wanted to know.
I was correct that
You were. It is a 2-headed dog, yeah. You're right.
See? I know my Greek mythology.
You do! Whereas I know my Harry Potter. I much prefer Fluffy. Oh, this looks good. Straight in with a point of interest in the water. Let's go with that. So if you're looking at for a point of interest that's in the water, it's denoted by like a buoy going around the compass. And if you head towards it, you'll know when you're above it because there'll be debris in the water. And there it is. There's
remember we
debris.
actually
Look.
talked about that Cerberus last week on stream.
Yes, we did.
Where we were you thought it was 3-headed. I said it was
you
2.
too. Yeah, you did. I wasn't sure. Once again, I confused my mythical animals. And like I say, I still much prefer Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias is amazing. Oh, let's get rid of...
Well, I might have get enough electric tissue on this fishing trip.
Let's store that gear in there, and then where... Let's see what we've got. And it doesn't look too promising, I have to admit, because that looks like a normal pair of trousers. That looks like a book. That's a big piece of wood. Now, usually, if it's a fairy tales, lovely. So if it's usually, ooh, chimera. What did that? The oyster's tail. Okay, that doesn't sound particular. Oh. Okay, that's not kind of what I was expecting, but let's reveal the secret. Loot the wooden chest for giant spores. Oh, look! It's a complete tux set. Awesome. I like that. Thank you very much. Don't need yours. Don't need that. Where's the other? Oh, there it is. That's it. Oh, that was easy. Oh, did you say you need catfish?
Yes, I will need catfish.
Good, because I've just found a shoal of catfish. Which means I should get 4 or 5 catfish out of it.
You're not going to let me go fish my own catfish?
Well, you know, I like to help where I can.
Yes, but you know how much I love actually fishing.
I know. I'm not trying to suck the joy out of the game for you. But
you just gotta love my sarcasm, though, don't you?
Yeah. Right, let's see if we can find another point of interest. But that's it. That's how you do it. But it's not the right kind of point of interest. What we're looking for is one that has sort of like a YLandian vibe. It has a sort of like crashed alien vessel vibe about it. But yeah, it's a good start. So we'll float around, because otherwise we won't find the YLandian components we need to help out Super. Kind of like the idea of the unicorn, to be honest. Because I've also got to go to one of the other regions. I think it's Arid, to get components to build something. I can't remember what, though. I think it might be more diving gear. So whilst we're not in any danger of hitting anything, we go apparel. Scuba diving gear. Is it the alien suits that I need? Yeah, so it's that. The Trillium component and the alien component. I think those are in different areas. One of them's in the Arid. So just go for a quick sail around the island, but not too close. Okay, so we've got an underwater cave. I'm going to avoid that because that's not what we're looking for. Let's go to the tech tree crafting.
Yes, I need 17 catfish.
So arid seas and polar seas. There we go.
So in one fishing trip, I actually got all the electric fish I need for this.
Nice.
To do zirconium fishing. Or zirconium, yeah, zirconium fishing.
against us. So what I could actually do, and that is if I go to my inventory and go mineral basket, I can fuel it up. There we go. Right. So now, what I can do is I can actually switch to the engine. And get full steam out of the engine, quite literally, because it's driven by coal. And we are shifting. Oh, next point of interest, look. Just popped up off the port bow. Port, starboard, not sure. And another one. Now this is looking good. Right, and I can see the debris in the water just up ahead. So we are at the first point of interest. Let's take a look. Because I'm already wearing the gear. Again, doesn't look too promising. The Spirit of Adventure. Oh yes, of course, it's the there's a key. Let's take the rusty key. Zirconium ore, zirconium ingots. It's useful, I guess, if nothing else. Is that bandages? Yeah, it's bandages. Gold. Oh! Energy linker. Energy linkers are always useful. Let's open the medical bag. There's nothing in the medical bag. Question is, where's the chest that needs the key? And I'm halfway through my oxygen, so let's see if we can get a refill. That's better. Oh, hard snails, I need those.
Yeah, I think I got a few.
Okay, that's interesting. The phone's going mad.
Hello?
Hello.
Answer the phone, damn it.
Ah.
911. Ven's got an emergency.
Something like that. Well, I'm not finding where those keys go, but let's get back to the ship. Because it's nice to grab some booty, but I'm not particularly interested in that.
Next weekend, I will not be using my avatar. I will be actually showing my actual cam.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So
because being Star Wars Day, I am going to be taking and probably wearing a Star Wars helmet.
Ooh.
Along with my Star Wars shirt. And if I have to, I'll make my own blue milk.
Yeah,
but local guy in town here that hit me up last Thursday about. I ran into him. I was actually just going into the gas station to get an energy drink, can of energy drink. He was there. He's like, sees me. He's like, interested in buying some Star Wars stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're now approached by random strangers offering you Star Wars memorabilia. You obviously have the right vibe. That's all I can say. Oh, hello. This looks
one
kind
of those
of promising.
Things that when people actually know you for Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
I may have to go back to home base and get some more bananas to make some fish bait.
Yeah, that didn't quite sit right in my head because home base is a DIY store over here. I didn't quite get what you meant. I thought, why are you going to home base to get fish bait? And then it twigged.
We don't have a store called home base.
Yeah. Diddy.
Well, I'm getting plenty of jellyfish. You
do get some a rare jellyfish called a glowing jellyfish, which you need. You'll need to harvest them for the glowing essence.
I got some halibut.
Halibuts.
Halibut are starting to bite.
Ah. Okay, so copper. I'm doing really well for copper wire. I've got 22. But there's still no YLandium components.
Well, like I said, as far as copper wire, that's pretty much we can.
It's always welcome.
If I need to, I can. If I need to, I can take and go to the trader.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just tidy up the inventory a little bit. Oh, get rid of the clothes, of course, because we don't need to carry a tuxedo around with us at all.
Oh, come on now. I thought you wanted to dress to impress.
I need to find another box to put it in. That one. These other bits I might need. So I'm just going to put those in there, along the glass, and the hard nails.
Hard nails?
Yeah, it's the hardened snails. The hard snails. What they're used for is taking cobalt and the snail, and you turn them into the purple ingots. The one that I can't pronounce for love nor money. And the other thing is I should now have 2 energy linkers, which I do not need. I only need 1. So that one is spare. Now where did the spores go? Oh, there they are. Right, okay, good. Right. Organise. And put the catfish in there as well. Okay, right, okay. Next adventure. We just need to sort of check out over here, so we need to go kind of back on ourselves a bit. Although I think we've just picked up our next point of interest. Hopefully this one will yield the right YLandium component. So this was very time consuming when I was doing it before, because I actually thought I needed 10 to build the backpack, and I didn't. I just needed 5, and I've just missed it. So let's just go back, stop. That's the problem with this barge, it takes so long to stop. I didn't actually see any debris in the water either. Well, it is night time, so...
Well, over here in the polar region, it's starting to blizzard. So that just means that I'm going to go lay down for a nap.
Yeah. We just passed over the top of it. Where's the debris? Why is my boat moving forward without me? Stop! God damn it. Do that. Let's try that one again. Ah, there's the debris, look.
But yes, today's adventure is fishing with Super.
What do we have here? Kelp fibre. That doesn't really help, but let's go.
For those of you who have been with me and Ven for a while, normally it's cooking with Super.
Indeed. The hell is that?
Cooking on Zomboid with Super. Where I throw everything, throw everything in the pot.
Oh! Oh, okay, I've not seen one of these before. Oh, look at that.
You know, I just wish they would actually let us have like a stand where you, while you're fishing, Or you can have more than one line.
Just taking those things because they look interesting. More than anything.
Well, if I find mermaids, I'm going to let you know, but I'm going to take and go swim probably with them.
Can you see that? This thing's actually, you can actually see the eyes are moving and following me around. Look. Oh, that's spooky. It's cool. Well, that's very true, Chubby. Having a tuxedo to hand, you never know when you're going to be invited to a formal dinner. Sophie, is that a euphemism for anything? Try and take his nodes. Really? Okay. Let's give it a shot. How quickly and how likely am I to die doing this? And what do you mean by nodes? Oh, right. Okay. You can use a pickaxe underwater? Oh, actually, Mr. Chest. Coal, zirconium, coal. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's what you meant by nodes. I take it that's what you mean. I'm not after the gold. No, I'm not interested in gold, but I get the idea, and yeah, I've attracted the attention of something that doesn't like me.
Of course.
That's just life for me. But I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do this.
Then it wouldn't surprise me if you attracted the attention of some unfriendly.
Oh god, apparently I'm out of the repellent capsule for some reason. Oh, time to get back on the boat. The swordfish is chasing me.
Pull out your sword and start dueling them.
Right, okay, so let's eat some Easter bread. There we go. Oh, it actually does a healing thing. Right, okay. That's useful.
You want me to make you some more Easter bread?
Yeah, I think that could be helpful. If you don't mind, old boy.
I think I can whip up some. Let me fish some more halibut here till morning, and then I'll...
Right, let's see if we can find... Well, so far we're striking out in terms of YLandium stuff. But we've done all right for points of interest all the same. And that'd be quite interesting. Come across some new stuff. head back up this way. See, this was the problem.
I got that glowing jellyfish.
Yeah, you just keep hold of it. Don't eat it. With that, you get a sort of file of luminous something or another that you need. You need a couple of them. One of them creates several vials, I believe. Can't remember what it was for though. It was for something that I've created recently.
I got 2 of them now.
Okay, that's good.
Otherwise, the only other thing that they're good for is jellyfish salad.
That doesn't sound very appetizing, I have to say.
Oh, another blizzard's starting to kick in.
Right, so in order to find these points of interest under the water, it means trawling back and forth across the waves. It took me a good few hours to get the components that I did find. Got the wind at our backs at the minute. This is good. Hopefully we find more. You see, they're quite a far reach from land. Land's about there, and they're out a bit. So we might head. We've only got 20 minutes before I have to
officially end stream.
Officially end the stream. Yeah, I've got family stuff to do, unfortunately, today.
Well, I caught 3 glowing jellyfish.
So I've got no idea what you use that for. Let's see if we can find another island. And there's actually a lot of area to cover here. I think we did really well finding the points of interest we did.
The jellyfish need to stop biting. I need to have halibut.
And it's this sort of thing that I'm going to have to do to get from the polar region and from the arid region the components I need to create the other diving suits, or the other diving components. One thing I still haven't done for this boat, and what I might do, is put the sonar and the depth gauge on, because I keep running aground and damaging my boat, which is deeply annoying. Keeping an eye on my compass, and you see, I don't know how they work.
All right.
So I don't know whether it's a case of putting them either side of the door so I can see them, because I don't know. Oh, it's used in light bulbs. Glowing protein is used in light bulbs and the alien cutter, amongst several other things too. That's why you need the glowing jellyfish. Right. Thank you, Sophie. Our very own fountain of knowledge, Sophie72.
Alright, well, for now my boat's taking a beating, so I'm going to head back to Tropical. I need to go get some more.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a beating my boat's taking. It doesn't look severe. Usually if it's bad, there's multiple holes in the hull. And it doesn't seem to be that awful, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is just going to sail around this island. Ah, right, so there's an underwater cave. So hopefully there'll be another point of interest in the not too distant area. Switch to engine because the wind is against us. Now the other way that you can find your landing components is if you actually go to one of the polar regions, or I think there are other areas that might have them because I've seen those delta blocks. Is you can, once now that I've got the backpack, I can just fly up and get into one. I don't need to do the whole sort of rigmarole quest of going and finding the bit in a tunnel in one of the caverns and then finding the submarine and then finding the blah blah blah. Going to the signal, I can just go straight to the delta component, and hopefully, because I've got a key on my keychain, like the floating box key, there we go. Which one of them? Quite a few, you might notice. At least it's a nice relaxing Sunday afternoon, sailing around the islands of the Tiaga regions.
I can tell where I've got to still build bridges.
Mm-hmm. I did come across an interesting limitation. When
what is that?
Trying to build my track with blueprints. You may not come across it if you're just building things straight out. But it actually said in order to place a blueprint it needed to be nearer the land. Because my original idea for the track was that it would go down, go out, go round, and then sort of like go out and then back underneath. But it wouldn't. It only let me go so far, and I had to dismantle it and rebuild it straight along and then down. My original track was a lot more interesting. And hopefully come across at least one more point of interest. Alright, so in order to open the YLandium containers where we get these YLandium components from, you need the YLandium wrench. because I've found a delta box before and I've got the key for that other delta box. If I can use the same. No, Sophie, don't tell me things like that. I don't want to know. La 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 la. I figured that may be the case. I just thought it'd be a cheeky try. Do you know what I mean? Rather than having to go through the cave, the submarine, the signal thingy. Yeah, it's alright, Sophie. It was kind of an expectation, so... Being the scourge of the Tiaga Seas, it is then. Come on, give me another point of interest to go and dive in. Because what I might do is I'll just head over to that island that I can see in the distance.
Well, you know those two depleted YLandium cells?
Yep.
That I found?
Yep.
I have them. They are now fully charged.
Yep. I've done a load. I've got a load in my ship. Well, although they're the single ones, not the ones you need to build to unlock the propeller and build it.
Oh, did you see what I did with the workshop?
No. I didn't.
I painted it.
Oh, okay. No, didn't notice that.
I started painting it. I still got some paint yet to work with, but...
Yeah, I'm not that keen on dying again, Sophie, it has to be said.
I need a total of 23 halibut, and then I've got enough stuff to do polar taming.
Okay, time is ticking on. Hoping to find one more point of interest. Let's head round the sort of like the north side of the island, or the south side of the island, then. Making good speed with our propellers, which don't seem to be going round. You'd have thought if it was using an engine that the propellers would go. Is there an end game to the game? I'm going to say no. There doesn't seem to be one, Chubby. It's a bit like any other survival game in that respect. Whereas you... And this was the problem with Project Zomboid, I guess. Is once you've done everything, what's left? Apart from restarting. And that's kind of the problem, I guess. I suspect YLands has the same kind of thing, because there doesn't seem to be an end goal as such, other than the continuing adventures. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and I was hoping not to have to do this again, but I only need 2, so it's not probably too bad. Alright, so what Sophie's saying, though, they discontinued support for the game before they made the last story. So there you go.
Are you talking about on YLands?
Yep. Whereas Project Zomboid is still in development, as well we know. And we will be going back to Project Zomboid the moment it becomes multiplayer. Oh, here we go. This looks good. We have a point of interest. Let's just slow down a bit. Hopefully. I was about to say, there's some debris. It's not, it's a spot on my screen.
It is messing with you, Van.
It is, it's my eyesight. There it is. I've found the debris. Debris!
Debris! Debris!
What we got here?
Okay, so you said how many Easter bread? Or how? What do you want for Easter bread?
Ooh, this looks much more like it. Depleted YLandium cells. Not the big ones we need, but... Oh yes, here we go, look. This looks a lot more like it. For which I will probably need... in case there's electricity everywhere. Which there is. This is looking very, very positive. YLandium charging dock. Wow. So this is new. Right, so what I need to do is I need to unhook the electricity supply from this thing, which is the same thing as we've got on our dock, using the energy linker. So we use number 7, we go, we need to remove the stream. There we go. And that kills all of the stuff that's going to hurt us. Which allows us to get to the box, which is just here, the YLandium container, the relic container, for which we need the wrench, so that we can open it, allegedly. Unlock, there we go, open, and there we have, once the things have got out of the way, which is really infuriating, the YLandium component. There we go. And we've got some metal containers beside. Copper, YLandium, yellow crystals. I've got 2 zirconium fishing rods, and then we can now go for the secrets and any other bits and bobs. And I am aware that my character is running out of air. There's another metal sphere there. I'm just going to hit take all, which has... no, don't want that. Alright, so there's one. There it is. And that's it. That's that completed. Awesome. Escape back to my boat before I run out of oxygen. It's a fair way up. having the alien backpack is an absolute godsend for this. But there we go. What a way to finish the stream. We got our YLandium component. I will need to find one more to help Super out with his propeller backpack. But that is almost 3 o'clock, so I am going to end the stream there. We'll end on a high, which is awesome. So we've actually achieved a lot this week. We've had a go around the racetrack in my race car. We've got the YLandium charger. We've tamed 2 mythical animals, and we've found a YLandium component. That's excellent. That's really good. Really pleased with that. So, thanks to Sophie and Chubby Mule on the chat. Yeah, I know the oxygen flowers, use them lots of times. So, hopefully you have a good week. I will see you next week with Super doing some Star Wars stuff, which we will decide on during the week. But until then, hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you then. So, bye-bye for now. Yeah.